Can I begin the fantasy? Are you visiting a business in the Saint Jerome region as a concours, which means a concours is like a contest, concours. Why not show up at my door? Alphanumeric science, a theory in everything of the word. I am who I am. To him, I am thee, to them. But me, to I am who I am. To you, who am I? To you, what I am is who I am. Irregardless, I was looking at the word, playing around with 2020 coming up soon. 20, the entity in beta creation of Earth. TWO. T and E and O. How about if we reflect everything? The T would be an I. What would happen? The W would be an M. I am O Canada. Now all this might not mean much to you, but if we go back to the X and the O, and in tic-tac-toe we need the rest of the game piece. So in Aleph as ox, we end up with this. And with this, well, you can do it this way. Okay, to keep it straight, you see I had to choose the opposite. I couldn't use this area over here. This page will tell me, and every single angle, and I would love to work with more people to get out diagrams of percentages. The other day I was looking at something from Jones, Mr. Jones, number 1 Jones, and I think it was, I don't remember exactly what it was. I'm going to go up 5 because I like to have a whole center, right? And since I went up 5, I got this one over here and this one starting over here. Oh my God, we have the beginning of something. So here is my tic-tac-toe, or only part of a tic-tac-toe because I don't get the rest of this number out this corner. So I would automatically have to make this twice the size in order to get a proper corner in here. Bet is the house. So you have Aleph as 1 is the ox. Is the ox giving you the rules, the regulation, and the geometrical game pieces and measurements that we have to run by? Is the ox the owner of ABC? Is bait only the house and what we can grow in the house, and what is the house made of? Is it made of wood? Is it made of bricks and mortar? Is it made of straw? Gimel. What was Gimel? I'd have to go back and see what Gimel is. Just give me a second. I'm making things bigger and smaller like in Alice in Wonderland. Okay, so in Gimel, right, we have, did I write down Gimel? No, I didn't write down Gimel. So I'm going to go back and I'm looking at a page right now. And Gimel, okay, and there's some kind of music in the background. I got to get this away. Okay, I just lost everything now. Just hold on a second. Okay, Gimel says, in the name of the third Sephira is Father, Benefactor, Cherisher, Sustainer, Teacher. So all these rules and regulations, okay, is what I follow. In Dalet is the door. In H it is the ventole. I use H as the heavens. Aleph Beit, Gimel, Aleph Beit, Gimel Dalet, Hey. So we get Hey. Instead of H, we get our H here, we get our D here, we get our G here, we get our B here, we get our A here. We have 1, 2, 7, or how about 3 and 7 that come together? But we always need Dalet. Dalet for D, and D is the doorway, and we always need Dalet. Dalet opens up the doorway. And an alternate name of the second Sephira, Chokmah. So I have to learn all of this, and the reason I want to learn all of these things is because I believe, as you believe, because you believe, and it's I believe more because you believe more. And I couldn't believe without you believing. Reading the Bible and people following all the greatest religions of the world. Don't take one and what their choices on what the laws and rules and regulations are, but take it for the wording at the beginning, for all the good. Let's separate all the good and put the rest on this side. Then separate the controversial stuff. ABC, 3 direct places for the words of all humanity. Abraham, Mohammed, and Jesus. Let's add in Moses and Noah inside of this. Let's say 47 times 47. Okay, and then after that, let's say 33 times 47, and that should total 3760. So let's continue on with hay. And they say in hay many things about it, but because I'm a singular person, this is more to talk in the future as a group, but I'm going to bring down to where I stand with where I was going with just the beginning to show you. You can do the XO this way, okay, or you can look at this, and this design can break into other items. I'm not going to do it right now. Maybe I should to prove my point. This design, if mirrored and connected through the center in the geometry account, the climbing of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The reason I say it's climbing is because the numbers repeat itself, so I don't think it's going above and below a line. And above as below, and moving on into the future, and a heartbeat brings life, which shows advancement. It shows up, and when the heartbeat goes down, it's the stopping of where that stopped before it goes boom. What is happening with the blood? So anyways, this is the Aleph, and on your telephone you have the 0 in the 11th position. You have the star key, which is going to go above this, and the star key in this is going to do. Is this the design on the star key on the telephone? Or is the star key this way on the telephone? There's more than you can do it this way. I can drag the line from here this way. I can do it this way. Let me just show you. Hold on a second. The star key, okay. We can show you this. We can show you this is 2. And then I can show you it on that angle. Right? On the angle. But on the angle, right, I'm not bringing this from the corners. I'm bringing it from the center. So I'm not measuring the greatest distance from corner to corner. Okay? And then if I would X in each position, I can find the center. The only way to find the center of a position of a single square is to X it in and then find the direct center, equaling to 1 part of 4. But the total of it is 5. If you want to talk about one part here, here, and here, you will say that's 3 with the connecting at the bottom of 2, and that's 5. This is the beta creation of your DNA through the E world, the world of spirit. And all these numbers on this page, down to the number 2, just to show you Jewish gematria, all the way to I is 9, J is 600, K is 10, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R is 80, that's your communication, S is your 90 birth, T is 100, 100, 200 is usually location, to the gateway, W, beta creation, life at the gateway, to beta creation, 966. What does 966 stand for? Or 366 or 399? What is 3, 6, and 9? I can show you a small design. It's a very small design right over here of everything to do with 8. The 8 on this angle. Okay, when you put these little S through it, right, you're actually showing the percentage sign. If you look at it, right, I can draw it out this way as the percentage sign. Is it this way? This way? That's a percentage sign, right? But it can also be looking like the 6 and looking like the 9, which is divided by the 8. So if you cover the above as the below, okay, also looking as that, you would also connect this line for the 8 together. Actually, it's more like this, and that's when you come up with this. Or that's when you come up with this. Now you have the 7 and the F, or the 7th and the 6th letter. The H is also number 6 in gematria. You also have the I in there, which is number 9, okay, and the I, okay, equals to 5 in gematria. Let me show you. Finally, I found it right here. Whoop. I found it right here. See, it comes to G, and then it splits with the candle, right? I did it another way. I did it walking, and then you go over here and do it that way. So beta creation, 2 and 3 equals to 5 and 5, of 4 and 1, which equals to 5 and 5. Now you need 5 and 1. What gets you to 6, or 5 and 2? You need into the house, and you need the ox. You need to connect to everything. 22 divided by 7. You bust at the gateway. Anyways, let's not talk about this. 3, 8, 2. So 2, 8, and 12 are 2, 8, and 3. Why do we have 2, 8, and 3? 6 and 6 is 12. 4 and 4 is 8. And 1. Why don't we connect the 3 and 3? What are they doing here? So I use these formations to tell me another story. And at the same time, we're going to get the letter 2. So we have T, and we have W is in the 4th, and we have O is number 2 over here. So we have O is number 2. So in Chaldean, we have 4, 6, 7 equaling to 18 equals Chaldean. And in gematria, it's 7 and 4, 11, it's 13. And in numbers, okay, it's 58. So 5 and 8 is 13. So it's equaling to 9 and 4 in both situations. 8 and 4 is the sun, 9 and 4 add 10. Now why do I say add 10? What gives me that rule and regulation, and where do I find it? Because there's many more items to, or ways or theories or recipes, if you want, that when you count in French, they first say 10. Then they'll say 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. But the minute you get to 70, they say 60 and 10. Then they say 60 and 11, 60 and 12. Then they say 60. Okay, so then they say 60. When they get to 77, they go 60 and 10 and 7. And they go to 78, they go 60 and 10 and 8. So at 70, they get 60 and 10. But at 71, they don't get a 10, they get an 11. Because they say ohms, it's one word. So 70 is 70, but 77 is 60 and 10 and 7. 78 is 60 and 10 and 8. And 79 is 60 and 10 and 9. Now, whether it's an add-on, where should our numbers actually be? Where should they stop? What is the original number? How are we interfered with? Is everything we're working with the truth, except for the interference, like putting pages in between the book? And you open the book and you get all mixed up. You look through a book, and I've got these two books together with the pages mixed together. Something in our DNA overlapping. When we read something, we don't see it clearly. What can it be? We all have different ways of thinking. Car just went by real quick, just disturbed my mind. This candle thing, I have another way of doing it as a step, and I built a design. Give me a second. This is my gematria design. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then here on this side is another one just like this. And are they in a circle? Are they in a continuous row? Do they drop off at the end of life? When one pops off, does another one pop in? Or when this one pops out, then this one dies and it just moves forward, somebody else's life, giving it another life. You see the way I put 10 underneath here? I put a block here, I put a block here, and it could be, where are you living? You're either living, alive, and connected. Here's the two corners in between, a living, alive, and connected. One is in the 0, one is in the 1. Around and I go, and I send out information to the one living in this life. Backups and restores to who we are, just for the generative of the mind. As long as the body is here, the catching up and the catching up of the mind. Okay, you're saying, well, I can't think right now. But you can't think right now. Why can't you think right now? Your computer is a little slow. The movie is stopping and starting. The same thing is happening in you, but you take it for granted because you're not working on the project I'm working on. Bringing the word and the reality of creation out from numbers, from words spoken, from the ox, from the Aleph Beit Gimel, from the spirit of 76, created by 1 and 6. And clearly 1 and 6 is the opposite, and it's clearly the only one that if I should shine a light, or if this would be go through an x-ray machine, you would see every dot. But on this side, right, you'd see the 5 dots. But will you see the 2 dots? No. So it's 5 with 2 in action. You won't see. Will you see the 8 empty spaces, or will you see the 7 filled spaces? 8 empty, 7 filled. 3 empty. 3 and 8 empty. I go for the church. 4 and 7 empty. 4 and 7 empty. I'll take the red sun of Jesus. 4 and 7. Do we have 5 empty and 6 empty? 11, 2, the beta creation. 3 and 4, Earth and Mars. What do we have? I redid my shirt a little bit, and one of the parts of the shirt says, buy or sell. Can you see the double L connected here, and it just hooks up to the Y? Looks like sex, but it's not. The C with a loop inside of it. And then on the bottom is the pro and the con. Do you follow what I'm saying? Are you buying shares? Are you conned into buying shares by those who are pros? Come out here every day in the stock market, learn how to talk on a certain stock, and their little group, okay, buys and sells and makes the pennies and leaves everything off, maybe as what they call the free shares. It's a sales pitch. It happens everywhere. The pros and the cons, the speech just coming out at the right time or not coming out at all, the buy and the sell. I'm talking about this because what is the real pro and con, and who's getting pro'd and conned? Why do they need this company? Anyways, let me get back to what I was doing. I want to speak of one last thing. I know the video is a little long. In this last piece here, okay, although I was talking about the word 2, and the reason I was talking about the word 2 is I forgot to talk about the word 1. Now I'm getting a little tired because I stopped the video 3 or 4 times, and I'm still hoping you're with me. This is such a complicated affair. Somebody can be beside him and saying, this ain't complicated. This already exists. You can look it up. But I bring the package together. You don't have to look online. All you got to do is find me and ask me about something, and I can do the number thing. The thing is, I'm only one. Imagine if there were 10 people asking me 10 different things, and I went into this, and it takes sometimes days, months, and years to find the full answer when you're doing it all alone. Things have to be discussed for the better understanding of how to put together the equation. Are there any other equations, or are we bringing the equations, certain equations, too close together in question that we're actually overlapping when we need space? Everything needs a little bit of space of meaning, okay, to be able to, and doors have to open up for other things to connect. So we're going to get on. Give me a second. I just want to take a little sip of the coffee. And I do this in pieces and parts. And I have a number that's very, very interesting for me. Where do I start? we were over here. I brought you to the number 2. Okay, so Chaldean, okay, gives me a total of 18 in Chaldean. Here's Chaldean, and the T is the 4th number, the W is the 6th number, and the 7th number is G, 2. So then we have 2, right? When we have 2 in numbers, T, okay? When we have 2 in numbers, it equals to a total of 58. Yes, the T equals to a total of number 58. The T is number 2. The W, okay, is number 5. And the O is number 6. It's 2, 5, and 6, so it's 13. The total is 4. It's 13 and 58. 5 and 8 is 13. So the low number is actually 4. When you do Chaldean, TWO, the reflective numbers are God, God. The reflective numbers in Gematria, okay, are G, D, and B. B, D, G, bed, G, got bed. Anyways, we're not going to get into that right now. The T letter, okay, as the 20th letter, the 23rd letter, and the 15th letter. Beta creation on Mars is the O world of creation. 3, 4, 7. What do all these numbers mean? This one represents the gateway. How can we make number 7? 5 and 2, 6 and 1, 3 and 4. What do the numbers mean? What do the numbers represent somewhere else? What can you do with the numbers in games? What do you see as 3 and 4? The 3 ball is what color is the 3 ball? Is it green? The red ball, the yellow ball, the red ball, and the 3 ball, and the 11. The 3 and the 11, so it's red. It's red, the 3 ball. And the 4 ball is like the 12 ball, and I think that's purple, and that's made from 2 colors purple, right? Or is the 13 ball green? No, the 13 ball is orange. So the 14 ball is what color? The 14 ball and the 6 ball. And what color is the 6 ball? Sorry, the 6 goes with the 14. The 5 goes with the 13. The 4 goes with the 12, so I'm sure that's purple. But anyways, let's go to the word 1. We're using the word 1 against the word 2. O-N-E equals 2. In Gematria, Chaldean, the O is number 7 in Chaldean. The N in Chaldean is number 5, and the E is number 5, totaling 17. If we bring it to the 1, the 4, or the 7, because this is one of my formations I bring it to because of the placements of the number on the telephone and what 1, 4, and 7 does, and what 1, 4, and 7 does in months. You have 1 month of 29 days every 4 years in in our calendar here. I'm working on my information, nobody else's. 4 and 7 stands for time Jesus on the cross, not Christ. Christ is 77. And it brings us to other numbers. But anyways, we come to 4, the 4 corners. We also come to the 4 months of 30 days. And 7, 313, and the cube, all sides to 7. Except if you minus 1 from 6, it becomes 5. If you minus 5 from 2, it becomes 3. If you minus 5 from 2, it becomes 3. 4 from 3 becomes 1. 1, 3, 5 in the alphabet says ace. 5 and 5 is 10, 3 and 7 is 10, 5 and 5 is 10, 6 and 7 is 13, 8 and 5 is 13, 8 and 5 is 13, 9 and 7 is 16, 1 and 6 is 7. It all becomes the half-life. This one becomes the half-life. This one over here says Earth, beta creation. What's the difference? This one totals 9 and 7, 16. I can go 0 over here, but then all zeros to me equal 6 because of the relationship. The relationships of the spirits, or the moons connecting with the 6 according to the dice cube. According to the card, where it shows the 3 dots in the card for the 6, and then the 3 dots with a moon, and then the 7 card, and then the 8 card of how it has 2 moons in the 7, but the 9 card has the dot in the center, and it has 4 and 4 dots above and below the center. Now am I going to tilt the card a little on an angle to make, do you follow what I'm saying? If I take a card out, oh boy, this is time consuming and long. I wish everybody would just say relax and take it easy and go for hours and days at a time. Let me see. I have a blank card over here. So I don't have a card. But anyways, I got a roulette card. And that'll tell you a different story. So let me hold this up again. Okay, so this one is Chaldean. Let me write that one down. Chaldean. Chaldean. This is Chaldean. And Chaldean, just a word telling me it's the teacher, the dean, the teacher, the principal. So this is number 1. Number 1 in gematria, O is 6. Now where did I get 0, 1, 2? Just 1 second again. Hold on a second. Yes, this is gematria. And for me, I always like to look at this as memory. 512, 1024, 4096. So I always look at this as memory every time I see 512. I always see 512 as, you see the moon, we end up with 3-5. But separation means spirit comes into the house. In energy, gematria, Chaldean is telling me a little bit different of a story. It says the moon. Here it says Abe. 125 says Abe. This one over here, 35 says any craps. It also says 57 moon 75. 3 by 19, 3 by 25, 57, 75. 31, 13, 31. 13, 31, 13. So I bring 8 and 2 for 10, 9 and 1 for 10, 5 and 5 for 10, 8 and 5 for 13, 1 and 3 is 4. 3 and 1 is a natural 4 and it's the second letter. It's not a 13, 1 and 3 is 4. It's a 3 and 1 is 4. The total in the first row in the one house is 22 for life. They're both the M and the M letters, or the 44th letter is DWT. What can we do with that? Do we want to use it in the Hebrew? Do we want to mix up Hebrew and English? Should I leave it alone and just go with 4, 23, 27, 37, 47 for time and Jesus? To go to 777, 21. TWO, woe is in woman in 6, bringing into 1 moon or 1 birth in the heavens. Is this what we can use it to? 6 and 7, 4 and 2. In regular numbers, we have W and O as 5 and 6. I like to call that the 7th gate, white, the wolf on the mountains. Now another piece to add into this. This is a very special number. I forget where I get it from. 1584. It's a multiplication of something. It's telling me Mars Pluto is 5184. It's telling me the son of Mars. It's telling me Christ's time on the cross. Cycle of the moon. 33 by 47 is 1551. 47 by 47, 2209. The difference in change of time between now and 2021 is 43 by 47 equals 2021, equaling to the Hebrew year of 5781. We end this year, we hit 5781. The last, when you start off at 0 and you end at 1, but this one you end at 1. This is the end year of the cycle. When you add 43, it gives me 2064. I'm not really sure if this is the video card. I can't really figure this out except for 2664. All zeros equal 6. If it's 2664, 6 and 6 is 12, 1 and 2 is 3, 2, 3, 4, plus 666 gives us that 900. Now I forget what that 900 means in other numeric fashions, but I like to bring things together, break things down. 2209 I know is also a number by a train. There's another way to look at this, and it's 50 by 47 equals 2350 equals plus the 50 equals 2400 or 24 hours. The 30 times 47 equals 1410 plus the 30 equals 1440, 1440 minutes in a 24-hour day. Any crap creation, energy through the moon, creation of the energy of 5. 5 and 2 earth, 3 and 2 beta creation inside the sun of 10. Here it's freedom, 55. See the 23 together? It's also 2 and 8. 56 is 11, creates 2, it's 2, 3, 2, beta creation. 0 equals 6, it becomes 5 and 7, beta creation through the moon. Why? Why? C is for creation. I don't care if it's in the first position. It's 10, 10, 10. It's 3 different places. It's in the center, as in the ox, and it's in the beta. It's in the house. It's a 10 creation, so it's a whole creation of 5 and 5, giving the freedom of spirit to roam in the body that it partakes. 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2. What do we get out of 2, 2, 2? What do we get? Here we're getting 8, 2, 5. When we add them up, 22, 13, 13. They all add up to the same thing. All the time. It's perfect. It's in the Word. 1, 4, 7. 8 and 2. 2 and 2 is 4. 5 and 2 is 7. 6 and 1 is 7. 2 and 5. This is the house of the cube. 2, 3, and 8. The heavens of beta creation. And the birth and the energy in the heavens. Just regular calculation. This is under signification 1. Coming in. The incoming. 3, 5, 5. The incoming spirit. The 1 dot in the center. To the 4 corners to the 7th gate. I like to match this up with the moon most of the time, or the gateway. There's many ways to do it. What is 1 quarter? 1 and 4 is also a quarter. 2 and 3 is 0.66. There's also a math calculation for all of these things. Divided by 2, divided by 3, divided by 4. Did you know anything that was divided by 3 will always be 333, 666, 999? Anything that was divided by a quarter will always be a whole. 1 divided by a quarter is 4. 2 divided by a quarter is 8. 4, 8, 12. Anything divided by a half will be 2. 1 divided by a half equals 2 halves. 10 divided by half is 5. Now 0.75 is a little bit different, because if I remember correctly, everything but everything, let me just calculate. I got to get my hat on straight for that one. So all these things, so where am I going to end this? So just let's end it on just talking about 1 and 2. And that's it, a long video for something that's, I'm just talking about A and B, 1 and 2, Chaldean, Gematria, just something so small, took 30 minutes. Imagine how many things there are. I want to set up a program where I can enter in this small little piece here, just for different words, for all the words, and be able to easily see them on a page. And not only that, there's also the multiplication. Should we multiply 7 by 5 by 5 as to being the number 1 in Chaldean? 5 times 2 is 10, and then you add them all together, and it becomes 18. This one over here, 7 by 5 is 35, 175, if I got it right. 25 by 7, 175, plus 17, 192. The birth in spirit, 119, 19 is spirit. 192 becomes 39, becomes a spirit born into the sky. Why? Because of what happens in here. 19 happens. 7 times 5 is 35. 35 by 5 is 175. 175 and 17 equals 192. And then you just put all these things together. 1 always goes with 2. 3 and 9 says sky. 9 and 1 is spirit. 29 is birth. 12 is alpha beta, the house and the ox. 2 and 1 creates alpha beta gimel. Is that alpha beta gimel, the camel? The carrier of the spirit, is that what it is? The 1 humper 2, the spirit and the soul. 2 times 9 is 18. Plus 12 is 30, creation. 2 times 9 is 18. Times 1 is 18, resident angel. 18 minus 12 is 6. That's your resident angel. So the story is already being told towards the words in the dictionary, towards the words in the Bible, towards the words of the creation, right down as far back as Abraham, Raphael, and the word is, as is. Thank you for watching this video.